Okay, take two. Um, I've actually already done this once, believe it or not. But instead of hitting record, I must have hit photo. So I took a photo and yeah, kept talking for another 10 minutes or so. And then yeah, realised what had happened and just scratched my head and laughed. Um, so, um, ceremony 9 last night. Amazing. Which night hasn't been? Ecstatic. Um, Started off with 1 cup rather than two, and then yeah, it was really really interesting. I My intention was to map the mind or the spirit world, whichever you want to call it, so that way I can find the things that I need to find to help bring harmony back to the planet. That's my intention. That's my purpose in life. Now it is. So uh, I was sort of hoping that I would actually just take me to the top of the map and literally show me the whole lot so I could just map it. But like I had already realised, it's not like a normal map. It's not a planet or a country. It's a constantly evolving and moving and shifting situation. Um, so it's gonna be difficult, but I love a good challenge. So the next 20, 30 years is going to be really interesting trying to actually get it all worked out and understand how it works and everything else. So um, once I was, and then yeah, there was a couple of other visions that I don't have any recollection of, but we I then went to the toilet. I thought I was going to purge south, but I didn't. I purged north. Um, it was only a small one, nothing big and black like it normally is when you get 2 cups into you. The purging's pretty intense, so um, the I've come back into the Maloka and automatically called for one of the facilitators so that I could grab grab another cup because it had pretty much worn off straight away as I purged, which it does tend to do for me. Um, and I'm just going to try and see if I can capture this dragonfly. Don't know if you can see it or not, but I'll check that out when I finish the video. Um, so yeah, um, yeah. So when I got back, it had literally only been less than an hour or an hour since I'd had my first cup. So I I went ahead and asked Val to make sure that I could get a cup as soon as possible. And it wasn't much long after that she came over and said, "Yep, that's fine. Um, Come and grab your cup." So I had another 2 glasses at that point, and then it all went really weird because it was totally adamant that I yeah, she wasn't there. I wasn't there. She basically gave me a clean canvas to play with, and so I did. I was creating. I created houses. I created trees. I could create anything that I wanted. No real recollection of what I did create. It was a bit sketchy, a bit hazy. Um, but again, I haven't quite had the full breakthrough that I've been looking for. The breakthrough that I know of and have experienced many times on DMT. But because it's a retreat and it's a private, like it's a public centre, they can't go making it too strong because people would literally be tripping out really, really badly because you do go into it for the 4 to 6 hours when there's more DMT in the ayahuasca. So um, visions and everything have been incredible. more ants again, which apparently are going to be cleaned tonight. Apparently they're dirty ants, so we're going to clean them out. But then I never actually looked at them as a bad thing. They were more like a path to follow, um, a way to get somewhere. Um, and the few times I've actually got in and sort of joined up with the ants and followed them along the way and actually followed where they're going, I've always ended up being distracted. So I've never reached where they actually go to. So I'd be interesting to see where they go. I'm sure over time, over the next, between now and the rest of my life, I'll get that answer. Um, Facilitators here are incredible. Um, you know, some of them have got their own stuff going on, yet they're still able to do all the things that they need to do to make sure that we're comfortable and that we've got what we need and we're getting out of it what we get out of it. They're just, yeah, A1 tops. Um, and yeah, I'm just loving life. Generator's just gone on, so I'm gonna see if I can grab a power board and charge this thing up. Love you guys heaps. That was the other thing. Yeah, after being able to play around and create, I was able to um, just experience the moment and be in the moment. And then my personal Ikra came up, so I went up for that. And when I came back, I was just totally smashed, like tripping balls hard, like I've never really tripped, dude. Like it was full on. I laid down on my mattress face down. I didn't go to sleep. I was literally awake the whole time, but I was stuck in the mattress. And I couldn't lift myself up. I couldn't do anything. I was just literally just totally grounded. So I've I was sitting there at one point. I'm not sure when, and one of the Icaras started, and I had to sit forward. And after a minute of sort of leaning forward with my knees in between, wrapped around my arms wrapped around my knees, I was able to realise that the demon that I'd experienced on ceremony 5, that I had that he was actually coming out of my back, and he was sort of, his head was above mine and his arms were above mine, and he was just really uncomfortable. He didn't want to stay inside me, so he actually brought him out, and I was able to grab him, actually physically grab him, and wrestle him to the mat, wrap him in the cloth, and send off what I'd pulled out, which was about the top half. Um, the instant relief that I felt, the the discomfort in my upper right back disappeared, but then it briefly came back again. So I was able to do that 2 more times. The Ikara kept bringing out the last little bits of him that were still in there and still trying to manifest their way back into full form again. Um, I'm sure the little bit that I left in there has manifested itself back into the same shape that was the full size of my head, and if it came out, it would have filled the Maloka. Um, so that was a major relief. Had me bouncing on the balls of my feet while I was after the ceremony. I was running around grabbing fruit for people, and it just felt really good to be alive. Um, that was my battery low point, so that was pretty much the night. I sat around till about 1 o'clock talking to a few people that I was listening to different stories and having a great time here. Um, Loving life, feeling the love for everything and anyone that's willing to receive the light that I'm willing to offer. Because I am now a warrior of the light, and I am a light bearer, and I am going to carry this light for me with me for the rest of my life, and I'm going to radiate it into as many people as I can. And if we can all do that, then we might find that things turn around faster than we expect. Um, Stay positive, stay strong, keep peace in your heart, love in your minds, or vice versa, whichever way you want to work it. And yeah, I'll see you real soon. Love you guys. Peace out. See you next time.